Everybody, it's time for your Les Stroud update video clip. Here I am, ready to tell you about everything I've got going on, which primarily I do because I like to create. I like to release creative energy out into the world, and I like to bring you stuff you can hang out with, learn from, watch, enjoy. So here we go. It's a big list. Okay, what have I got here? First off, this. Look at, see that? That is a map of the U.S. But what it's showing are all the states that are currently right now airing Les Stroud's Wild Harvest, my brand new series presented by American Public Television on PBS stations, a PBS station near you, and that who's airing it right now. Now, this does not include the fact that it bleeds up into Canada or the fact that there are another more than 100 stations yet to start airing the show. So, as likely as anything, it's going to be on in a state near you. It's funny, I'm down in Southern Oregon. I actually can't get it yet, but it should be, I know they've said yes, so it should be showing up here soon. I think it goes, Eugene's the closest to me. So, that is Les Stroud's Wild Harvest, and, oh, you know what? Here's a clip. These are the foothills of the Rocky Mountains just outside of Calgary, Alberta, and it is astoundingly beautiful. The fact is, you can also eat a lot of it. My job is to gather, dig up, search for, pick, hunt, fish, and forage just about everything I can get in this location. And Chef Paul's job, well, his job might be a little more challenging. He needs to find the culinary potential in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. Be part of this epic and unparalleled series, which celebrates local foraging and gathering available to each and every one of us. I'm your host, Les Stroud, also known as Survivorman, and along with world-renowned chef Paul Rogalski, I'll take you on journeys to the forests, deserts, and neighborhoods of North America to discover the wonderful smorgasbord of wild edibles available to us all.
Reflecting on everything that I learned from Les yesterday and coming up with ideas.
Wild Harvest helps us to safely discover the sumptuous flavors as well as the beauty that is an integral part of local foraging. Whether you're hiking, camping, or grilling out in your own backyard, you will learn how to turn a wonderful afternoon of foraging into an evening meal that will make you the envy of all.
That is phenomenal.
Right now, I'm enjoying flavors that I've never enjoyed before.
It's so complex. There's so much to choose from. It might be hard for me to hone it in, but I see green, I smell trees, I smell mushrooms, I see water.
Foraging is quickly becoming one of the fastest growing ways to enjoy organic, healthy, and delicious natural foods. Wild Harvest is an experiential journey to promote local environments and culture, nature stewardship and celebration, as well as a celebration of the palate. A few minutes of paddling, a few minutes of hiking, and I'm coming back with bags full of local foods that Chef Paul can turn into an amazing dish. This truly is the essence of the Wild Harvest. Cool, eh? I've really loved making this show with Kevin Kosowin and Chef Paul Rogalski. We've been able to just go out and have fun doing it. It's unlike Survivorman. I actually get to eat on this show and eat well, I might say. So, in fact, after I make this video, I'm going to go gather some acorns and some pine nuts. So Les Stroud's Wild Harvest will continue. Actually, right now, the window for for public TV is 2 years, and all those stations. And we will start shooting season 2 in the new year. So, I'm going to keep that coming to you. All right, the next thing up is my film Loche. Well, here, watch this clip.
It's sad. I never thought that would happen in a small town. Honestly, nobody really knows why he did it. I don't know why he did it. Some people have breaking points, and
broke his point, I guess.
I remember the first week after it happened, I could still hear the cries and gunshots every time I would close my eyes. I'd get a little anxiety attack even just thinking about it, like my heart starts racing. It wasn't a good time.
In the fall of 2016, I received an email from a teacher in the remote Dene community of Loche, Saskatchewan. Would I come north and take part in a canoe trip with 8 of her students, a collective they called the Man Group.
We started talking about stuff, what we would do as a group. So this got thrown out at us.
Yeah, my grandpa went on this trip before. I want to see firsthand what he went through. It was their way of living, and it's still our way of living, so that's why we're out here.
Honest, Loche changed, and it's never going to go back to how it ever was again, because something really big happened that changed us for life.
Also airing on public television, thankful to American Public Television for presenting it. My film, Loche, I believe will be on air as of November. I believe that's going to be the presentation of it. So watch for that film on a public television station near you. And then lastly, as far as what is coming out right now for you is my YouTube channel. What you're watching right now, if you've noticed, I keep populating it with more and more material. And I'm not going to stop. Just before the pandemic hit, I got into a mode of really working over my YouTube channel for you anyway. I was kind of on a break and thought, let's take ownership of this. And I've really loved doing it. I'm going to keep that coming. So everything that I've got that I can get out to you, you know, the secret to this is I own everything I've ever done. I never sold out. So it's all mine anyway. So I want to bring it to you for free. So I'm going to continue. So there will be more Survivorman shows on this YouTube channel. And by the way, the key to the YouTube channel are the playlists. So I know there's playlists down below me here, but the homepage only can show 10, I believe. So click on playlists and you'll see so much more available to you. More Bigfoot. I love saying that because I know somewhere people are going, "Ah, no, man, not more big," and other people are going, "Yeah." So for the second group of people, more Bigfoot. Lots more music coming for those of you who enjoy my music, and I'm so grateful for you for that. And then November 25th, I'll be re-releasing my series Beyond Survival. It is my best production work to date. I'm really proud of that series. It was powerful. And interestingly enough, it led me down a pathway to something else I'm about to speak to in just a minute here. But that whole year of doing those earth ceremonies and surviving with indigenous cultures around the world was powerful for me. November 25th, I'll be releasing that series for free, an episode at a time, on this YouTube channel. All right. For the in-production phase of what's coming up, Surviving Disasters with Les Stroud. This is a brand new 90-minute special I'm working on for public television, presented by APT, and it will be an examination of what we need to know and do. And I mean people like your aunt who lives in Texas, or your cousins who live in Ohio and have children, or so on, when they are faced with a natural disaster. Be part of this powerful, unparalleled, and timely special that empowers us all with relatable, life-saving knowledge needed for an ever-changing planet. Join me, Les Stroud, as I personally take viewers on a journey of discovery into self-reliance. I want to ensure that your friends and relatives, your neighbors, people with pets, people with children, and seniors all are empowered with simple yet potent life-saving information. I'll take you through preparing for, surviving, and recovering from natural disasters such as hurricanes, floods, wildfires, blizzards, and of course, the resulting blackouts, water shortages, lack of safe food or transportation, as well as so much more. Surviving Disasters is destined to become a constant source of resource material for schools, corporations, and the general public for years to come. This special will provide easy-to-understand and implement tips and tricks for handling natural disasters when they strike.
This food is now contaminated because it's in the putrid water. It's got to air dry, or I've got to find a way to cook it. Fire inside your house. Make sure you got the windows all cracked open.
You want to be careful with fumes, but you can still have a fire. So what I've done, just taken a sock, filled it up with some change, see if we can smash this sucker. Surviving disasters has been on the minds of all Americans increasingly for the past 20 years. And for all that time, national news agencies have been asking me to come into their studios and give a 2-minute soundbite on how to handle an upcoming natural disaster. Well, now I have the opportunity to truly connect with the general public and provide extensive life-saving information. You can never ask the question, why didn't they just do such and such? It's never that simple. It happens with such a surprise that you're lucky to get out alive. Join me, won't you, in presenting Surviving Disasters with Les Stroud. Yeah, we'll discuss pandemics, but also hurricanes, tornadoes, flooding, blackouts, freeze-outs, wildfires, and it'll be in 3 sections: preparing for, surviving, enduring, and recovering from. So that's coming up soon on a public TV station near you, courtesy of APT. That's in the new year. Also in the new... Oh! Hang on. I forgot my book. And he's back. I just got this in the mail, and I was just thrilled to speak to an old friend of mine, an old acquaintance of mine, because and she asked if she could take it with her when she's going away soon to read. You might have heard of her, a lady by the name of Margaret Atwood. We just did a wonderful interview together for the Royal Canadian Geographic Society. And in it, she asked me about my new book, this one right here. Check that out. So this is an advanced reader's copy, as you can see. This is a children's book. All right, and it is complete with stories from the field of Survivorman, tips on things you can do out in nature, all kinds of wonderful illustrations from Andrew P. Barr, and also photographs from the series itself as well. Let me get a picture. Come on, picture. Yeah, okay, there's from the Cook Islands. Photographs from the series. And it is a wonderful children's book, I believe, focused on getting them back out in nature. So, watch for that. Wild Outside, as published by Anik Press in Toronto. They have been fantastic to work with. So that's coming up in the new year. Also will be the proper release of my album, musically speaking, my album Mother Earth, on a double vinyl set, full-on 1974 circa. Just fold out, artwork, lyric sheet, the whole thing, mastered for vinyl. If you want to hear that music, you can still go to my Spotify right now and find Mother Earth. I do a lot of roots acoustic, a lot of singer-songwriter, but that album is a rock album. Producer Mike Klink, famous for Guns N' Roses and many others, would call it a rock album. He hates when I say this, but I call it a progressive rock album because I just love that kind of music. So think of it like Tool meets Dave Matthews. Have a listen, Mother Earth. And yeah, that's Slash playing a guitar solo, and also Steve Vai is playing a guitar solo, and Mindy Bear playing sax. So check that out. But that's coming out as a double vinyl album in the new year. Also, bet you didn't know I was acting in some movies, did you? Yeah, not Hollywood. Some independent movies. But I've been working with the director on the latest foray into examining my acting chops with a movie called The Pit with Stacey Brown Jr., famous for his Bigfoot research. So he and I have put a movie together called The Pit, and it's his film, and I just acted in it. But we'll be releasing that very soon too. So recapping. Wild Harvest out right now. Loche coming out very soon. YouTube, always. And then in 2021, Surviving Disasters, Wild Outside, the book, Mother Earth, the double vinyl album, The Pit, the movie. And lastly, check out the link attached to this. And if you don't receive my newsletter, and I know you don't because there's only about 10,000 people who get it now, and I can see that hundreds of thousands of people will at times go on these clips. So sign up to my newsletter. I promise not to inundate you, but you do get inside information on a lot of stuff coming up. And one of the things that I do at the end of my newsletters is I often will point to what some friends of mine are doing. And there's a new friend of mine. I met a recent acquaintance. Had a wonderful chance to speak with him. Oh, Brian, I'm so sorry. Your name is hard to say, you know. Brian Murarescu. Brian Murarescu. That doesn't flow off the tongue. I'm going to change your name, Brian. He's written a powerful, powerful book, The Immortality Key. I was driving across Wyoming, Iowa, Nevada. Well, Iowa, Wyoming, Nevada. Oh, I wanted to kill myself. That was a long, flat, straight drive. It was the lower center highway there. I don't know if it was 80 or 40, but oh my gosh. But Brian's book, The Immortality Key, got me through it. It is, as the cliche says, it's unputdownable. I was listening on audiobook, and Brian's sense of his enunciation and his diction are phenomenal. So he's actually a very good listen, and I'm sure it's also a phenomenal read. So look out for that book, The Immortality Key. It's out right now. It's killing it as a bestseller. Okay, lastly, it's just this. I just want to say this. It's not easy times. I get that. And this pandemic is messing a lot of, it's really, I just keep saying, it's just weird. Everything's weird. Everybody's weird. However, the key, I think, is to, in any situation like this, is to know how to pivot. Just learn how to pivot and know that, not, if you are so used to this one way of being, things can be really difficult for you. Well, don't be. Know that life changes all the time, and get your vision. Go out, visualize what you want to do, and I don't mean in a woohoo kind of way. Just think, I want this, I want that, I want to do this, I want to do that, and start working towards those things, regardless of the pandemic. Be respectful out there and care for people, but don't let the pandemic shut you down. And I know it's hurt some of you. I could say it's hurt me for sure. I'm doing fine, but I can say that it's stopped me in a lot of things. It's cost me some money for sure. But, as you can tell, I don't care. I'm just going to keep, okay, well, I'll pivot this way now. Oh, let's pivot that way. Oh. And I'm going to keep moving forward. Okay. Gosh, I'm long-winded, aren't I? All right. So, hope you enjoyed this little chat. I'll be back soon, I guess. I got to go walk the dogs.